G'day ladies and gents, and welcome aboard the UH-1H Huey in DCS World. Today we're doing a live comms flyout, and I'm just getting myself ready to take off here at the moment. Okay, set, just give it a little bit of power. Now I'm just going to gently bring it up off the pad for the moment, and we're going to ride the ground effect a little. I'm going to head over to our other pad and have a look at our two escorts for the day. Well, two of our three escorts in this particular mission. I'll go over the briefing in just a moment. There goes the first one. We've got a couple of Cobras over here. They're currently not available to fly in-game as a player-controlled aircraft, but I can tell you right now I'm really looking for the day they are. God, they're pretty helicopters. Oh, and before I forget, guys, I am using brand new audio software today, so just for recording this particular video. If you can let me know in the comment section of this one exactly how I sound, it would be much appreciated. Anyways, ladies and gents, today's mission is called Stray Eagle. An A-10 got taken out and has crashed a little bit to the northeast of our current location at our launch base. The pilot managed to bail out, but he is behind hostile territory, and currently insurgents are closing on his position. He's managed to hide himself, however he needs to be extracted. So that is what this mission is. Our flight today is a 4-ship flight. We have two AH-1 Cobras, as I was showing you a moment ago. We also have a wingman in another UH-1H Huey. However, he is gunship configured in order to give us air support. We are flying the recovery Huey, so we have 250 calibers in the doors, and that's it. We are running light. We are going to have to fly into hostile territory with minimal armaments, get to the pilot's location, hold down the position while he makes it to the chopper, and then extract him out of the area with the Cobras and the Huey gunship providing air support. So I'm just waiting for these two Cobras to get their shit in order. Come on. Well, you had high altitude before. You're high, you're going low. Pick an altitude and go. Right, there we go. They look like they've settled. Alright, I'm going to slot into the back of the formation here while we take a little bit of a look at the Cobras. I really love these things. Now they're running with nav lights on at the moment. They'll shut those down in just a moment. As you'll be able to tell during this mission, I have flown this one a couple of times in the past. I think I remember most of the layout here. So the basic layout for the mission, we are going to head directly in, we'll keep heading in this direction until we meet up with a road that crosses to the north. At that point, the Cobras will break off and begin to engage ground targets. And once they've gotten a bit of a space on us, they've got a bit of a lead, then we're going to rush through. Now the Cobras won't have time to take out all the ground targets in the area. They will cut a path, but they will only provide the distraction for a limited amount of time, and then they will bail out of the area. We need to be leaving the area at the same time they are, otherwise, well, all the AAA defense and the 50 caliber machine guns, everything on the ground is going to be directed at us, from light arms through to heavy anti-aircraft fire. We also can't take too long, as the insurgents are actually closing on the position of the A-10 pilot, and if we don't have him extracted fast enough, we fail the mission. And our Huey gunship is pulled in on the left-hand side, so we are now flying in a nice 4-ship formation. I'm just hanging around a little bit lower here, which I might pick up a little bit of altitude and see if we can get a better look at the Cobra to our left. I generally like to fly lower, but we'll see if we can get it up here so we can get a little bit better look. God, they're fantastic looking helos. But yes, today's flight is of course inspired by my recent endeavours into Heliborn. I really do enjoy that game, but you know, this is where I come to actually fly the Huey as realistic as it possibly can be. Actually, speaking of realistic, for those who play DCS, who are looking for easy missions to practice on, this is not one of them. This is in the DCS 1.5 beta. Now, this mission isn't too hard, providing you don't hang around for the AAA to shoot you down, but most people that are learning tend to use markers and various things in order to make it easier for them to be able to fly the mission and to learn the helicopters. This mission doesn't allow that. This mission is restricted to sim-only controls, no markers. The only thing you get access to is a third-person camera, but I don't use that once I'm flying. All my third-person shots and videos that you've seen for DCS in the past, they're out of the replay file. I record the replay file after flying the actual mission. I then sync the replay file and which is all recorded from the external views, and the live recording from the actual cockpit into synchronize them with one another, and then I cut sections out of the original recording and transfer the video from the replay file to give you the third-person views. I'm actually not activating the third-person camera in flight at all. I stay firmly in the cockpit once I'm in the air. But yeah, this particular mission, it's one of the standard just fly-out missions that you get for the Huey, but you can't select any of the options to make things easier for you. It's full sim flight controls, it is no markers, so yeah, unless you're fairly comfortable with flying the Huey normally, I wouldn't recommend this mission straight away. I'd pick up one of the other ones to practice on. Having to make a lot of little adjustments and tweaks here at the moment, even though I'm trimmed for level flight. As you can see, we're flying in the middle of a storm. I believe at this altitude we've got a northwesterly at 5 meters per second and a small amount of turbulence. It's not too much, but it's enough to rock the Huey around. You almost wouldn't notice it except you're in formation with two AI that can fly perfectly straight through the turbulence and straight through the wind without a problem at all, because AI. Anyway, we're closing up on the ridge line just ahead. On the other side of that is the road that we're going to follow north, so activating the door gunners to return fire. Sorry, things just got a little bit noisier here now. And we untrim. Back off a little bit of speed and start letting these Cobras get ahead at the moment. I want them to get the run on over the ridge. They're going to start calling targets in just a moment. Just back it off a little more and we'll let them get a little bit further ahead. Yep, Gunship has formed up on my left. He's going to be my close support. He will follow me wherever I go and engage whatever is in the area, or at least he should. The Cobras, once they have engaged, will engage freely through the zone. And there we go, they're beginning to spot targets now. Yeah, vehicles of AAA already spotted. I'm dropping my altitude down low here. I'll be spending the rest of this flight relatively low to the ground through this engagement zone. The higher altitude... Alright, I get it. You're spotting targets. Excellent. The higher altitude you are, the easier you are for more of the AAA to take a beat on you all at once. And the AAA is incredibly accurate, as you would expect out of fairly modern anti-aircraft weaponry. Even the AI infantry with light caliber fire can be very, very, very dangerous if you're not careful. So if you get too high up, multiple guns can track you at once, but if you stay relatively low to the ground and stay extremely fast, there's usually only 1 or 2 guns that can track you at any given time, and they're tracking almost flat. And not all the weapons, the anti-aircraft weapons in DCS, can actually do that. So it's the easiest way to make it through this run. There we go. Cobras are dropping in and getting ready for their runs. The towns, if you follow your eyes up the road to the north, the towns up ahead are all insurgent controlled. So there is AAA positions and hostile troops and all sorts of fun stuff laced through the entirety of these cities and most of the surrounding ridges. So I fully untrimmed the Huey at this point, and we're just holding back. For those who don't understand, the trimming in a helicopter is slightly different than what you would expect for an aircraft. You're trimming because getting ready for our run here, because the rotor of a helicopter provides the thrust, the lift, and the control surface that it would be spread over the entirety of a traditional fixed-wing aircraft. When you trim a helicopter, you're trimming everything simultaneously. Basically what you do is push the stick or push the cyclic into a position that is holding the helicopter in the attitude that you want it in, and when you trim the helicopter, you stray eagle now. Okay, that's Stray Eagle. That's our A-10 pilot that we're moving to rescue. He's going to pop orange smoke when we get up to him. And AAA has been engaged. A 50 caliber fire coming out of the left-hand side. And there we go. It was obviously targeting us because our gunners are on return fire only, and they're now engaging. Looks like we took out that one. Start getting some airspeed, and I'm going to trim the Huey for low altitude, high-speed flight. Now, as I was saying, you push the cyclic or the control stick for the helicopter in the position you want it in, and when you trim, that position on the stick is considered to be the new center, so you immediately need to let go of the stick and let it recenter, and it will hold where you had the stick previously. You can then continue to push the stick through and still make maneuvers even though you've trimmed the helicopter. It's hard to explain outside of actually playing with it, but it's something that you would really need to do if you're planning on putting a realistic flight model in anything like Heliborn. Anthony wasn't kidding when he said that helicopters are complicated. And it looks like our Hueys have done our Cobras have done a good job up here. They've taken out the two defenders here. Looks like vehicles, AAA trucks maybe. Get the speed low and fast, and those are light poles, so we'll just clear those. The nose back down again. We'll follow this around to the right and then back to the left. And fire on the left hand side. It looks like it's engaging something out to the left and not me, however, so that's okay. Not worried so far. This is what I mean, low altitude flight. As low as we possibly can. Minimize our chances of being spotted by the majority of the anti-aircraft weaponry that are in the area. Something else is being engaged at the moment. That's a tree there. And we got shots coming out of those bushes. Oh, crap. Bank away. No, we're all good. I think it was just ricochets and bounces. Nothing seems to have been hit. I haven't got anything that's screaming at me on the left-hand side, and the controls feel fine. So we're clear of the first town. We'll get up over this ridge. And it looks like everything's pretty clear at the moment. Incidentally, I'm using Track IR for this flight, not the Oculus Rift, mainly because I just didn't plug the Oculus Rift in more than anything else. No other particular reason. Meeting back up with this road that's heading north, although it looks like it's banking around to the east and going to stay that way now, so we'll head north. I'm pretty sure if we head north and over this town, we should have visual on the orange smoke. Should. Last we have to lift the nose a little bit here just to clear the trees. Nose to pick up some airspeed. Oh, crap. Back. Oh. And I'm pretty sure we just clipped through a tree then. That was my bad. I gave the cyclic a little bit too much of a push and didn't take into account the fact that I have already trimmed the aircraft forward. So how about we just untrim the Huey at this point, like I should have before going over the town. And yep, if you look straight up the hill ahead, just up there, you'll see the orange smoke against the tree line. It's a little blurred. I'm hoping it'll come through well in the video. You should definitely be able to see it now. That is our landing zone, and we've got tracer fire coming up from the left. It looks like we've got one of the Cobras over there, just judging from the shadow. I can't afford to not look at the tree line at the moment because I'm expecting a barrage of fire here at the moment. Oh, there we go, first shots. Oh, shit. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That's not good. Crap. Stop. Gunners, will you shoot them, please? Jesus. Oh. That's not my nicest landing, but it's intact. Yeah, that last burst that went through, something, I heard a sound, and then something is not flying right in the helicopter at the moment. That really felt uncomfortable to put down. I think if something has definitely been damaged. Jeez, there's a lot more ground fire here than there was last time. You know, I think I've actually moved ahead too fast. I think I've actually bet the Cobras up to this position. They haven't had a chance to sweep through the area yet. So I'm landing in a zone that actually hasn't been cleared by my own gunships. Come on, get into the chopper.
We've got him. Let's get out of here.
About fucking time. Alright. Let's see if we can actually get this thing off the ground. Oh. Yeah, that's not nice. That's not... Come on. Come on. Rotate. Thank you. Yeah, best to clear back towards the town, I think. Oh, and hey, it looks like our other Huey gunship is finally getting around to showing up. We could have used you about 2 or 3 minutes ago. Still taking hits from behind. Yeah, I've just had to quickly trim this. I've had to give it almost 30 degrees right-hand cyclic in the roll. Something has definitely been damaged here. I shouldn't have to trim it that much in order to get a level flight. And as you can see, I'm still getting a lean to the left, even though I've had to trim it hard right. So I'm not entirely sure what the hell's been hit. The chopper appears to be flying, so that's okay. And those are our Cobras. Jesus, one of them's been smoked. I've never seen the Cobras in this particular mission actually take damage, but the second flight is blowing smoke horribly there. He's taken a massive hit. Alright, that's interesting. Once off fluke, or had this mission been tuned up a little bit? Jesus. Fuck, we're still under attack here. Gunners, kill something. Jesus. Oh, he dropped his nose down there. There must have been somebody down on that hill. Get the airspeed back up. Come on, give me more. Push the Huey almost to the red line. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting landing when we get back to base here at the moment, because I've got a real severe right-hand trim in order to keep this thing level, and I'm still having to give it right-hand cyclic in order to stop it from leaning left. So this is yeah, this isn't good. I don't know if I'll be able to land this again. We'll see how it goes. It looks like we're in a position at the moment where we're not going to be shot, so I'll get ready to start packing these door gunners up. keeping a track on these Cobras at the moment. On the upside, it's going to be a really easy follow back. That black smoke trail is quite a nice beacon to track all the way back to base. We'll just follow the Cobras all the way back in, so I won't need to tune in any radios or anything to track back to base. Our gunners are shut down for the moment. We shouldn't need them again. We should be out of the AO now. And hey, our gunship's finally decided to show up. Rather unimpressed with him at the moment. He should have been flying over the top of me when I put down, and obviously he went off to kill something else somewhere else and decided not to show up. Oh, for those wondering about the soldiers in the back seat that aren't there, I'm not entirely sure. I'm positive I've seen screenshots with soldiers modelled in the back before, but I've never had them in, so I don't know if it's an option or a mod or something. Just there's invisible soldiers in the back, and the Cobras are being engaged by AAA fire from the left again. Gunners over to full. We're probably out of range for the gunners at this point, but you never know. Well, no, they're engaging. Come on, I want to see you snipe something from this range. Come on. Come on, do it. I know I've got the burst set to short, but that is really short. Just ditching some more altitude here at the moment, putting it down low over the trees, just to make sure that AAA off the left doesn't decide to engage me. I've already got something wrong with the Huey at the moment. I don't want something else to go wrong. Yes, anyway, DCS flight modelling, absolutely fantastic. As I was sort of getting at before, Heliborn is sort of what actually inspired me to jump back on and replay through all the old Huey missions. I've completed all of these before, but I just wanted to fly them all again because, God, I love this helicopter. I'd love to see some stuff like this actually incorporated into that game, going down and actually having to rescue down pilots or rescue civilian villagers, actually do pickups, even just, you know, even if they put in some kind of AI recovery. Actually, a good one would be on the... God, I can't remember the pronunciation for the map. The Ground Forces map. When the convoys get destroyed, you could potentially drop a Huey down to recover the troops and then bring them back to the deployment zone, and it would allow them to spawn a second convoy at a higher speed or something like that. I'd like to see some of the some real Heliborn stuff going on in there as much as possible. Now, I know there's been a lot of discussions about realistic flight models in that game too. I'm playing DCS, talking about Heliborn. Yeah, I'm all for it. I actually put a post up just earlier on today, before flying this mission out, on Facebook in regards to it, and it's something that's worth considering. Is exactly how difficult. Let's see if we can get close enough to this Cobra to actually look at how much damage it is. Exactly how difficult it is to actually fly a helicopter in combat if you put in a full simulation standard flight model. I think they're going the right way about doing the arcade flight models first, and after the interview I had with Anthony from Jet Cat Games the other day, I'm considering that the flight models that they've got in at the moment are capable of taking simulation level values. I think it's probably worth... build the arcade flight models first and then look at putting the realistic stuff in a little bit later. Not because you can't learn to fly a helicopter. I mean, what I'm doing now, anybody can learn to do. It's even in full sim. It just takes time. You just need a little bit of time and practice to learn how to fly a helicopter correctly in full simulation standard. But I just get a visual image of a whole bunch of brand new pilots that have never played Heliborn before jumping into one of the maps picking their heavily loaded gunships because gunships are cool, and then immediately trying to take off with a full simulation standard flight model and full realistic aerodynamic effects, things such as vortex ring state, you know, auto rotation, everything fully modeled, and watching them just trying to lift off and promptly crashing and exploding and then raging in chat. I think it would be amusing as hell to watch, but if you want people to keep playing, giving them an easy point to start at before working up is probably a pretty good idea. Well, the Cobra doesn't appear to be slowing down at all, so whatever it's blowing out at the moment obviously isn't too critical. I can't see whether or not I'm blowing any smoke out. As said it earlier on, I can check the third person view to have a look at what's going on at the back of this helicopter, but I don't use the third person views in flight. I use the replays to view it, so I'll check the replay afterwards. But yeah, there's no easy way for me to tell at the moment whether or not I've got a black trail coming out of the back. I'm still not entirely sure what's been broken. At the moment, there's no warning lights. None of my gauges have been flashing at me. I've been keeping an eye on them. All the pressures look good, all the temperatures look good. So it's something in the controls. I'm not entirely sure what's gone. But something has definitely been damaged at the moment. Normally when I put a helicopter down, or put the Huey down, I land untrimmed, but I have a sneaking suspicion this particular time I'm going to have to actually trim it neutral position, but with right hand roll to counter this left hand sway that I've got going at the moment since I took that hit. And hopefully that'll be enough to be able to neutralise the stick and put it down. Now it's trimmed out, it's flying fine in level flight, it's only taking minor movements to keep it lined up. But it's, yeah. It's sort of like landing an aircraft in, well, let's say War Thunder, for example. War Thunder realistic when you've taken huge amounts of damage, but somehow the instructor is managing to keep your aircraft in the air. It's all well and good up until the moment that you actually try to land it, and that's the point where the plane was previously flying along in level flight without too much of an issue will immediately flip over and smash into the ground. Same basic theories going on here. I've trimmed out the problem with the helicopter, but when I come into land, I'm going to have to untrim it. And at that point, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. Don't really need to keep following the Cobras at this point. The base is just up to the right-hand side. This is the town we cleared over at the start of this mission. And all we've got to do to complete the mission is land. That's all we have to do. Surprising these two haven't started to... Oh, wait a minute, there they go. And it looks like they're going to dive down. Okay, let's follow them. Speed. Oh, that's getting really up on the maximum speed there at the moment. That's probably not such a good idea considering the chopper's not flying properly. Buzzing the Cobras anyway, all in good fun. Alright, kill a little bit more speed. Just retrim the chopper. Slowing it up to bring it around, and we'll descend around the far side of the helipads and bring it in from behind. Give it some more airspeed. Come on, slow it down. There we go. rotate left, come on. Control tower there, a radio tower there, so I probably want to head around a little bit more here. Very quickly playing with the trim controls here as I'm bringing this thing around, trying to find a place where it settles at a low speed. I might have to land it out here on the grass. Wait. Right, now. Just let it rotate on its own. Actually, I may have just found a point. Yeah, I think I've got a stable point here at the moment. Alright, so what pads are clear? Oh, no, we're going to have to go past those two, because those two already have Hueys down on them. And the rear pad is probably going to be the one for our Gunship escort, so he'll be probably putting down there, so we want the lead pad just over here to the right. Oh, this is not feeling particularly nice. No, forward please. Come on. That's better. I want you to keep doing that, I'll go into bloody vortex ring state. And touchdown. Mission success. Alright, that was significantly more difficult than I'm used to put down on a pad. It's going to be interesting to check the briefing results and actually find out what the hell got taken out, because I can fly that, but it required some pretty aggressive trimming in order to bring it back, which is... I don't know, it's not something that I've really had in the Huey before, at least nothing that I've noticed, so this is new. We get some... Oh, look where the holes are. Straight up underneath the rotor. Yes, I flicked through to the third-person camera once I've landed so I can check out the damage results. Here, it doesn't look like I was smoking. It looks like the engine was completely undamaged. We got bullet holes in the rotor cowling on the right-hand side. And we got more on this side too. We've had the glass blown out of a couple of the doors of the Huey as well, so shots got inside, and yeah, we've got ricochets and bullet holes up on there. Yeah, something in the control mechanism has been blown. I'm not entirely sure what. Well, there you have it, ladies and gents. That is the Huey down and the rescue mission complete. The A-10 pilot has been recovered, and that was a little bit more different than I was expecting it to be. See the glass blown out over there. So we'll flick through and have a look and see how the rest of it. Gunship. Gunship looks like he's had his front left-hand side or passenger side floor well window blown out, but that seems to be the only damage I can see. Didn't get into enough combat, obviously. Oh Jesus! Look at the engine nacelles on the Cobra. I can see why it was smoking. Yeah, that's DCS AAA. That's how accurate they are. They don't just hit your aircraft. The right-hand side's just as bad. They don't just hit your aircraft. They pinpoint target with absolute precision individual parts. God, the second Cobra's not much better. It's, oh yeah, all the hub and the engines. Holy crap. Oh, anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. Fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.